Okay, hey guys, what's up? What's happening? What's good? Well, I'll tell you what's good here. Today is a very special day in the world of Codon Byte. That's right, a very, very, very special day. Oh wait, we don't need those. We're gonna get them from our farm. Very special day. Why is that? Why am I so excited? Why am I shouting at you? Well, because I'm really excited, and I'm wound up, and I have ADHD, and my Adderall is just starting to wear off, because that's what happens in the evening, which is when I can record, because I have to work. No, I don't want the glass. I want the sand, because I need to make a lot of glass, because I'm gonna need a lot of glass for the project that I'm gonna make today. Yes, 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 that's right. As you can see, I've been in the desert, and I've been mining, and I wore out a shovel that I enchanted that I bought from a villager. Unfortunately, the shovel did, Fortunately, the shovel did not get unbreaking, so that sucks. Don't you just hate it when you get a tool that doesn't get unbreaking on it, so you use like an efficiency 4 shovel on sand in the desert, and then like instantly it breaks? Isn't that just like the worst? Well, anyway, yeah, I hate it too, but anyway, I was able to get a whole bunch of sand doing that, so I don't really care. Yes, okay, we're gonna make a whole bunch of glass and a whole bunch of other things, because we need a whole bunch of what we're gonna do today. That's right, guys, today we are jumping headfirst into our next really big project. I mean, you know, the first really big project, of course, was the Iron Golem farm. That's right, it was huge, if you can recall. Several steps, each of which was big enough to constitute a project on its own. But together they made a huge, massive project, which was the Iron Farm. And yes, I'm so wound up, I can't stop talking. Whew! Okay, gotta take a breath. But anyway, and this project is going to be like it. I mean, after I said we were going to jump headfirst into a bunch of projects when I started that Let's Play all the way back in episode 1. Remember that, guys? Remember that promise I made you guys? Well, I kind of kept it. I mean, I made the Golem Farm, but after that, some of the projects were kind of lame and kind of small. Let's see, do we have what we need? Oh, God, it's that time. We have to craft the most annoying thing in the world to craft. But anyway, yes, as I was saying, I made that promise that we were going to do big things. And I've kind of kept it, but I've kind of been slacking. After the Iron Golem Farm, we did a whole bunch of, kind of small projects. Not really big, massive projects like I promised, but kind of small ones. I mean, the Witch Farm was kind of large, but it was not that large. And the Sugarcane Farm was technically part of this project that we're going to be doing today. That's right, today we are going to be making a villager trading center. Yeah, let's see, we need 5. We need to craft the most annoying thing to craft in all of Minecraftia. It's an item that stacks up to 64. But unfortunately, one of the ingredients that it uses does not stack up to 64! Oh my god, fuck you, Mojang! I bet it was your idea, Dinnerbone. I just know it was Dinnerbone's idea to make dispensers so annoying to craft. That's right, you have to click each time. You have to craft them one at a time, because Mojang couldn't figure out a way to make bows stack just to make dispensers. I don't even know, but you know what? Nothing can get me down. And it's not that bad. I mean, I only have to get 5 dispensers here. I was watching King Daddy D-Max Let's Play a while ago, and he decided to add an on-off switch to his slime farm, and he needed to make like 32 dispensers or something. Felt so bad for him. Imagine having to craft 32 dispensers. Most annoying thing ever. But yeah, okay. Alright, let's see. Do we have everything we need? Oh, guys. And remember how last time I talked about at the end? Well, maybe you didn't hear it if you didn't listen to my ramble, and I don't really blame you if you didn't because it was kind of long and rambly. Well, anyway, with this new PC, I can let ridiculous numbers of golems accumulate in the chest before collecting in an epic collection. Okay, I gotta deposit stuff in my inventory or I'm not gonna have room for all the iron I'm gonna get. Yes! Whew! Okay, guys, I'm back. So, let's take a look at how many golems we have. 564 entities when I look there. And when I go here, I see 5. So, probably about 559 golems in the golem farm. I'm ready to collect, are you? And I'm still getting over 60 frames per second, even with fraps running in the background, because that's how awesome my new gaming PC is with 64-bit Java installed. Yeah. I really need to put the crafting bench inside the farm so that I can collect more easily. But yeah, but guess what? We're actually going to be using the iron blocks today. Why? Because I want to have a big structure made of iron blocks up in the sky. That's right, the thing we're going to build today is going to be up in the sky. And you know what it is we're going to build today? You know what we're going to build today? Well, we're going to build an infinite breeding cell. But wait, we already built one. Well, it turns out that I kind of goofed when building the last infinite breeding cell. I kind of goofed just a bit. Let me explain about that. The first thing, well, you know what? I'll wait till I do the segment where I'm over in the map room that I made before I talk about that. But basically, there's a couple things wrong with it, and one of the things that's wrong with that other infinite breeding, with the first infinite breeding cell we built, is that it doesn't deliver the villagers in quite the right fashion. What I want right now is an infinite breeding cell that sort of trickles the villagers out nicely, sort of as they spawn at a steady rate. Whereas the one that I made is good for kind of gushing them out, like, oh, time to build an iron golem farm. I need like 128 villagers to fill, I don't know how many I put in the farm, but you know, it was a lot. And then you go and let a bunch out. Whereas what we want for this thing that we're going to make is something that sort of trickles them out gradually. Okay, we don't need to craft the rest of this. But yes, so that is the iron blocks that we're going to use. We're going to make this thing out of iron blocks, and we're going to make it up in the sky. And I found a design for an infinite breeding cell that is really nice. It was developed as a cooperation between Panda4994. Go check out his Let's Play. It's awesome. He does some really crazy things, like using the wither to mine and using the wither to farm wood and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, he also figured out how to put the wither in a minecart, which, yeah, wither, minecart. You wouldn't think those two things go together, but they do, surprisingly, when Panda does it. Oh yeah, and Tango Tech, check out his Let's Play. He also did stuff with villagers very early on, except that he built his trading center before he built his golem farm. Okay guys, I need to pause for a second to take a little breather, because I am completely over the top. And, yeah. So I'll see you in a second. After I have stopped being completely insane, because I am completely insane. Alright guys, we are back, and I have now had my chill pill, and therefore I am ready to not drive you all away with my ADHD craziness. And yeah, all my life I've been driving people away from me with my ADHD craziness. Just ask the kids who went to school with me. Anyway, so as you can see, I have put some maps on the wall here. Made a little map wall, which is cool. So, as you can see, this is our base. And, yeah, the iron golem farms don't really show up that well because there's water on the top. Maybe I'll put roofs on them so that they show up better, but that's my ADHD distracting me again. Okay, so, as I try to remember what I came over to the map wall for. Oh yes, I remember. I need to explain exactly why we're building an infinite breeding cell when we already built one. So, the problem with this one, the main problem, other than the fact that it doesn't feed the villagers the way I want it to, is that it is too far away from our main base. When I built it, I had originally planned to have the golem towers be about here, 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 and here. But instead, the iron golem towers ended up being here, 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 and here. And thus the base was centered accordingly. I think the main reason that I chose to build the golem towers where I did, I think it's mostly due to the witch farm. I kind of want all of these different, remember when I did the X-ray ring and exploring to find all these different features like the cave spider spawners, the skeleton spawner, the zombie spawner, all those things. And then I went into the map and I marked, and I marked where they are. Those are all geographical features that I cannot move, and I therefore want to build my base so that it is in range of all of them. The witch farm in particular is something I'm really interested in, so I ended up building the iron golem farm close to it so that we can have our base right here be close to both the golem farm and the witch farm, and then there's the zombie spawner right here. And there's some cave spider spawners back here that I haven't really used, so they kind of played a part. So basically what happened is when I built this breeder, I didn't know about all of those things. Well, I mean, I knew about the witch farm, but I guess I just wasn't thinking. I guess I thought it would be in range, but underestimated how far this way the witch farm is, so yeah.
But basically, bottom line is that this breeder does not run when we're in our main base, and we absolutely must have the village breeder run while we're in our main base. So that means we want to build it as close to the base as possible. However, there's the issue with it. We can't build it too close because then it will interfere with the iron golem farms. And if that were to happen, that'd obviously shut them down. And I don't want to do that because building this thing was hard fucking work. I don't want to shut the towers down, and I plan to do stuff with iron. Maybe even make my entire Enderman farm out of solid iron blocks. Who knows? But anyway, so that means we have to build it far enough away from the golem farm so that it does not interfere. The golem towers can be a minimum of 85 blocks apart from center to center. I'm going to leave an extra 5 blocks in there for the village breeder just because it is a different type of structure than the golem farm, and the village might have different dimensions and whatnot. I'm going to make it build a minimum of 90 blocks apart. Now, I was originally going to build it this way, But then I realized that kind of stretches our base apart and pulls it kind of far away from the witch farm, and which is something that's really crucial in our base. I want it to be running pretty much everywhere we are in the base, and I don't want the breeder to shut down when we go over to the witch farm, because hey, that's where we go to brew potions and whatnot, and maybe I'll build like a mob farm over there or something. I don't care so much about the Skelly dungeon. It is a bit out of the way. I know that some of the chunks on this tower sometimes start to unload when I'm over there. So anyway, that's why I decided that I want to build the new village breeder this way. It's down south of where we are now. I think that where I'm going to build it is slightly off the map, but whatever. We'll go take a look at where it is. I've already decided where I'm going to build it. Okay, guys, I hope that wasn't too long and boring of a map room session. Let's get down to work. Let me just grab the supplies that I need to build this thing. I'll see you in a bit.
So I came over here to get some glowstone, and it seems like Mrs. Gulch survived again. Really gotta do something about this lip thing here, but whatever. Alright, Mrs. Gulch, well, the fact you survived means that you get to watch me take some of your glowstone. No, I want... Oh, you know what? I made a feature to stop this from happening. I flipped that switch to temporarily turn off that hopper, which will make it easier to sort this chest. Alright. And we'll put you guys up there. These sticks, you actually get so many sticks from the witch farm that you can use them as a good source of fuel in a furnace. Aha! See what I got, Mrs. Gulch? Huh? Look at this, huh? See this? See this? Huh? Look what I got. Look what I got. It's your glowstone. It's your glowstone. Huh? Huh? It's your glowstone. You can have it. I'm going to turn it into some pretty blocks. There we go. Of course, I have a lot of glowstone back at the base that not at the base, but at the nether hub that I got from wandering around the nether with my silk touch. We'll be using some of that as well. I just thought it was time to use some of Mrs. Gulch's glowstone. Alright guys, so I went and ran around in an ADHD frenzy, going in random directions and stuff, and I got my stuff packed. I even packed it all up in an ender chest. Yes, I actually took the time to clean that thing out, because let me tell you, it was full of all kinds of garbage. Garbage that I didn't want to throw away for whatever reason. And so let's see, where the hell did I put my ender chest? I had it right... Oh, I'm standing on it. Derp. Okay, so, first we got some iron blocks, because we're going to build this thing out of iron blocks. And we got a lot of glass, a whole bunch of glass, because we're actually mostly going to build this out of glass. Got some redstone, because it has a small amount of redstone going with it. And let's see, we got these 5 dispensers, and I will explain what they are for. Got 2 buckets of water to make an infinite water source, and I got some more buckets because we're going to need a lot of buckets. 5 of these buckets are going to go in the dispenser, and they're going to each have water in them. We got some ladders, because that's going to build it up in the air, and I want to be able to climb the ladders to get up to it. And yeah, then we have these pumpkins in case I decide I don't like the look of glowstone or I need a solid block that lights up. And yeah, oh yeah, and I've noticed that some other players like Panda4994 is especially notable about this. He always brings some cheap throwaway junky blocks to use as temporary blocks while building. He usually uses netherrack, but now that netherrack's actually useful, I decided let's use plain old dirt. The block that most people just can't bring themselves to place redstone on, because it's dirt. Alright. Oh yeah, and a whole bunch of signs, because, well, this thing has water streams. And we just need a whole bunch of signs, because yeah. Oh yeah, and some wood, because wood is woody, I guess. Yeah, I'm probably going to need to go cut some more wood at some point. But yeah. Okay, guys. Let's go do this. See you in a bit. Actually, I'm not going to cut this out. I think I'm going to walk over there with y'all. Let's do this. Dun da da dun 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 dun. Where the heck did I put this thing now? Da da dun. I recently had my Adderall dosage upped from 30 milligrams to 40. Yep, there it is. That's the marker I put up in the sky for where I'm going to build this thing. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna build it right over this water here. This distance is far enough away from the golem farm so that it won't be interfering with them or anything. but close enough so that it will be in a loaded chunk and when I'm in most areas of the base. Well, all the notable ones anyway. Okay guys, so I just set up a little dirt platform up here so that I can set my ender chest and an infinite water source up here. The reason I'm making it out of dirt is because those are my temporary blocks, but also I hope that if I make the thing out of dirt, it will be so ugly that it'll drive me to, you know, take it down the way I should. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is knock out these glowstone blocks, and don't worry, I will be going down to get them. And I'm going to put in my first iron blocks here. As I mentioned before, I think several times, I'm going to be building a device that was designed by Panda 4994 and Tango Tech. However, I am going to be making a couple modifications to it. And this part here, that I'm building right now, is actually the one part that is not from Panda and Tango Tech's design. And what I'm doing now is making basically what will be an on-off switch for the breeding cell, and one that actually turns the breeding on and off, as opposed to just blocking the villagers from leaving the cell, or setting up something to kill them as they leave the breeding cell. So I'm making an on-off switch to actually turn the breeding on and off. Whoa, almost jumped off the edge there. Let me just jump down and grab the blocks that I dropped. Whew. Okay, so it finally stopped raining, and you're gonna die, sir, because I don't like you. And I, like an idiot, jumped down here without putting my ladders from my ender chest into my inventory. So now I have to jump stack up again, doubling the amount of dirt that I'll have to remove when I tear this whole temporary platform down. So, go me! Yay me! Anyone ever used to watch that show? You know, that one about the kids in the hotel? Yeah, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, I believe it is. Or something. Okay, so now we need to build a little column. This here, by the way, is going to be where the villagers are held. Where not the decoy villager. This is going to be where the decoy villager is held, and we're going to use water again to move them up closer to and further away from the main breeding cell, so as to turn on and off the breeding. All right, let's see what we do now. Oh, you know what, guys? We forgot to get half slabs, which we need for this build. But you know what? I don't want to run all the way back. So for now, I'm going to use wood half slabs, and we will replace them later. Alright, don't need these quite yet. Time for the dispensers and the redstone. Okay, so the villager is going to sit in this water right here. And then we're going to have a column of 5 dispensers positioned like this, and each dispenser is going to have a bucket of water in it. Let me just grab some buckets of water so that I can do that. And when we want to turn the breeding on, we'll pulse the dispensers so that they spit out their water, creating a column of water source blocks that the villager in there will swim up. And then when we want to turn the breeding off, we'll pulse the dispensers again, and the villager and the column of water will disappear except for the little bit at the bottom, causing the villager to swim down. Alright. Sounds simple enough? Well, it should be. Okay, so we'll just put water in here, and water in here. And then we'll build the rest of this up. And while I'm building, I think I'm going to take the time to give a shout out to probably my biggest fan ever. Yes, I'm talking about you, Eduardo. This guy has been following me for quite a while. He started watching my videos pretty much, I think, the night after I uploaded my first video, so I believe he's definitely my first subscriber. So yeah, Eduardo, I really appreciate your support. And you know what, we're going to move the bucket to the center one because I'm just an anal dickhead like that. Yeah, something like that. And no, we can't reach the bottom. Oh, we can. So yeah, Eduardo, peace out, man. I really appreciate your support and your feedback. And yeah, if you feel free to suggest any projects that you want me to make. And I appreciate that you think I'm a pro. I do encourage you, however, to check out some of the other Let's Players out there who are better than I am. Such as, let's see, there's Panda, there's Tango Tech, King Daddy DMAC, those guys, you know? Oh, right, you can't put ladders on glowstone. Whatever. Alright, so now, what we have to do is wire these dispensers together so that when I produce one redstone signal, all of the dispensers will fire. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to do that right now. Let's see, how did I do this? Okay guys, so I ran back to get some more stuff. I decided to grab the proper half slabs and some more dirt blocks because I was clear that I was going to run out of these temporary throwaway blocks. And when I did that, we missed the Minecraftian sunrise. I mean, I love Minecraft sunrises and sunsets. They're so beautiful. I hate to miss them. Okay, so let's see. So now, for now, we're just going to make a simple stone button to turn this thing to provide the redstone pulse, but we will, of course, eventually be doing something proper, like having a control in a control room someplace. So yeah, we'll put the button right here, and now, ooh, that was close. So now we have to take the signal from that button and carry it to all the dispensers so that when that button gets pushed, all of the dispensers will fire. And it doesn't matter that eventually we're going to get rid of the button. We're still going to be providing power to this block. So actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take this block and make it a more permanent one. Like, I'm going to make it an iron block. And because it's going to be a permanent part of the thing. It's just it's not going to have the button on it. Or maybe it'll still have the button on it, but it'll also have a torch under it, so, you know, to providing power. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about what I'm going to do. So now we want to have a half slab. We want to do half slab wiring, and before we do that, we need a way to place the half slabs. So yeah, here's what we're going to do. So we make a tower of dirt blocks like this, so that we can place the half slabs, and I went and checked and we need 5 half slabs. Now, these half slabs must be upside down half slabs, so we place one here, and you have to hold down shift to be able to place a block against anything within inventory, like a dispenser, or a furnace, or a chest, or a hopper. And, oops, I needed to place the redstone as I was placing the half slabs, because we're not going to be able to really get in there once this, once we get this thing, once we put the half slabs on, so we have to place it like this. Okay. And that's my watch going off. So unprofessional of me to have that. Wait, do I have these correctly? Okay, yes. Yes, I do have this correctly. So, goes like this. Alright, and now, hopefully, when we push the button, all the dispensers will fire. Yep, see that? Pushing the button, we now have a column of water in here. And the column has, and this is really important, it has to be all source blocks. None of it can be flowing down. If any of that water is downward flowing water, the villager won't be able to swim up and they'll drown. So it's very important that all of the dispensers are loaded and that they all fire at once. So, yep, it's good. So we'll just put the villager in there, and when we want to breed, we turn this on, the villager swims up, and he'll just bob up and down in here. Should be happy in the water. I mean, he is Mr. Squidward after all. And of course we'll have a cage around him so that he can't get out. So yeah, this is the part of the farm that I designed, that I did not just copy from Panda and Tango, so yeah, I'm happy about it. Alright guys, so this level that I'm standing on right now, at the top of the fifth dispenser, the topmost dispenser here, this is going to be the level that the village is going to be on. So now we need to make a ring of doors all the way around this. And I think the minimum you need is 6 doors. And I don't know if more doors means better performance, but I tested it a certain way and it worked well the way I tested it. So I'm not going to mess around with changing what already works, you know? So let's see. So now we need to go 7 blocks out from this water source block in each direction. And we'll start with... And if this is 1, so wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last block will be one of our building blocks. So yeah, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we just make a ring all the way around. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put my... Oh, right, it's in the ender chest. I think I'm going to put glowstone at all of the corners here. And some in the middle, too. Just because, well, it's glowstone. It looks good. There's a love song about glowstone that someone wrote. It's actually pretty good. So we'll put some glowstone here. And the middle is still kind of dim, so maybe we'll put one in the middle as well. Alright, so now for the fun part. We gotta put a whole bunch of doors all the way around. Yeah, I know. Really exciting. So let's craft us some doors, shall we? Alright, crafting these doors 8 at a time, like a boss. More ladders are necessary. Put one of these here just for now. We will, of course, be doing glowstone later on, because glowstone is better than torches in every way possible. Alright, so then we just put doors all the way around between the corners, but we don't put them on the corners. I'm not going to, because I think it looks kind of weird, because, yeah, it just does, okay? It breaks the 4-way symmetry that I got going, and I'm kind of anal retentive about that, so, yeah, not going to do that, but... no reason not to. Okay, so yeah, we just put the doors on like this. And I'm going to go do the rest of them off camera because it's boring. Well guys, I died. I tried to make a jump. Yeah, I'll show you once I get there, but yeah, I died. And... I hope I can get my stuff back. I had 2 diamond pickaxes, which, well, diamond picks aren't going to be all that expensive once I get this villager thing built, but until I do have it built, they're kinda... Actually, they're not in short supply. I have over 2 stacks of diamonds, but they had enchantments on them. I had Silk Touch on one, and I'm using a lot of glowstone and glass. I really hope I can get it back. Oh, boy. And I'm getting... Of course, I take the wrong route and get stuck in the leaves when I died, and I'm losing all my stuff. And I'll bet this is when the skeleton pops out in the daytime. The skeleton that's just been surviving in the shade, so let's see. Where did I jump? Yeah, it's right here. Yep. Okay guys, so I went ahead and added all the doors after, and then I died as you saw. Well, you didn't actually see me die, but you saw me naked and running to get my stuff. And you see that now I'm at a very low experience level, so yeah. What I was trying to do was, let's see if I can show you. There used to be a gap here, and I've made these 4 beams, this kind of plus sign with the iron blocks, just because I like it. I tried to jump from here to the glowstone, and I didn't quite make it, and I ended up falling and hitting down there. Apparently it was too high of a fall. I have protection 4 on my boots, but protection was recently nerfed so that it's not as good as the specialized protections in their respective specialties. Okay, so anyway, here's what you do. Oh yeah, and I also added this nice little lip around here and made a nice little roof for this thing. So the villager's just going to be bobbing up in there when breeding is turned on, and when it's turned off, they'll just be down there, and they won't be close enough to this village to activate it, to these doors to activate them. You all know the drill. You guys know the drill. Did I see something move? Oh. Thought I saw a librarian on the other side of the glass there for a second. I must be hallucinating. Okay. Alright, so now we have the part that's going to be the village. Now we have to have the part that is going to hold the villagers that are going to be fucking each other. So, what we have to do is go 6 blocks above the level that the doors are on. You guys remember that, right? 6 blocks, that magic 6? Yeah, you guys remember it. So, here, alright, let's get some dirt in our thingy, and I need to put my pickaxe back in here. So, we already have 1, 2, and 3. So now we just go 4, 5, and 6. Actually, we'll do glowstone for the center. Nah, I don't really like the look of glowstone embedded in glass. Alright guys, so this block here is the level that our villagers are going to be breeding on. This is basically like the villager holding room that I made in the other villager breeder, except that this time I'm building it above the doors instead of below. You can go either above or below as long as you're 6 blocks above or below the level that the the level of the doors are on. The base of the doors, so the doors that the block that the doors are sitting on. Hopefully that's clear. We don't need to go over all that. You guys know the drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for this particular breeding cell, I'm just going to go 7 in each direction because I want it to have a 15 by 15 area. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this outlined here. Like this, basically just follow the outline of that ring that the doors are on here. You can make these village spawning cells different sizes. I settled on 15 because I want it to be as big as possible. But I also, well, because of what I'm going to do, in water only goes 8 blocks. 16 would be the largest, but I want to be able to have 1 block be the center just because, I don't know, it seemed to be a little bit nicer, I guess. Yeah, I know, very arbitrary reasoning, but whatever. So while I'm starting to build this, I think I'm just going to answer a question that was asked in the last video. Yes, I do read comments when I'm not in a depressed state and where I just lay in bed all day and stuff. Well, I actually don't. I don't ever get that depressed. Sometimes video editing just, I don't know. Sometimes I get scared to do video editing. It's not so much scared, but, I hate seeing myself on video because my voice is always sounds horrible to me, and I take it that it doesn't sound horrible to you guys and that it's not boring to you guys, but watching it, I'm always horrified at how often I say and I've even noticed that I have a bit of a stutter, and I never realized that before. My parents never told me about it or anything, but I sometimes like just like that. See, I didn't actually do that on purpose. And it's like, wow, dang, my voice is annoying and stupid sounding. So I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes I put off uploading an episode, like for a couple months. But don't worry, guys, I'm going to work on not doing that anymore. Now that I'm back into playing, I don't know. Yeah, I think you can definitely expect to see episodes much more regularly now. Unless something weird happens, like I end up getting a new job that's stressful or something. I don't know. Alright, so now I'm just gonna... Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Now I'm just gonna go around, gonna make a ring around the edge with the iron blocks here. Just for looks, you actually don't need this ring. It's sort of like how you can omit the corners a lot of times in Minecraft, like in Nether portals, but also in many times when you're making a container, the corners are often not necessary. But I still like the way that they look. And oops, don't want that. Didn't need to use Silk Touch to pick up an iron block. But yeah. So let's see. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah. I received a question about whether there's going to be a map download, and eventually there will be. However, I don't want to share the world seed or provide a map download right away, because I don't want the location of the stronghold spoiled for me. I want to find it myself. And oh god, this is going to be annoying to get through here. So there probably won't be a map download until after I've been to the end and whatnot. But then after that, I will probably provide one. Oh, I might need to go get some more iron blocks. Okay. Okay, so we got this filled in. And is it just me, or is filling in large floating planes really annoying? Alright, so now what we do is we're going to make a wall all the way around it. And the wall is eventually going to be like 4 high, I believe, but for now, we're just going to go 2 high. And this is, of course, going to be what contains the villagers inside the breeding cell. And let me tell you, inside, on this plane of glass, which we're going to call the dance floor, it is going to be one big grindy orgy. Yep. Just like high school dances. I used to hate high school dances, you know? Like, I never knew what to do. Like, I'd always feel like everyone was staring at me and I was the one acting like an idiot, when in reality no one was paying any attention to me and everyone was acting like an idiot. I don't know. Do any of you guys have, like, bad memories of high school dances? I mean, like, nothing bad really happened, except that I did kind of think that this girl was into me, and then it turned out that she had a boyfriend, yet she'd still kind of flirted with me, or at least I thought she did. But then again, I'm really, really bad at picking up those kind of signals, so so it was probably just in my head. But like, you know, any of you guys feel that way about high school dances, or any of you guys really enjoy high school dances, for that matter? Please let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to know. And of course I left all my signs in my fucking ender chest. I have to go down and get that. I'll be right back. And then I'm probably going to make a ladder thing so that I can get out of here. Where's my temporary block? There. Okay, so I was going to get what I needed out of the ender chest, but then I realized I was being a dipshit, and I just brought the whole damn ender chest with me, because, you know, why not? That's kind of the point of an ender chest, is that you can pick it up and carry it with you, and the shit will still be in it. So now we need to make a ring of signs all the way around the second level here. So this row of blocks here. And this is going to be holding water above it. Yeah, it's a design that Panda came up with, and you will see what's going to happen shortly enough. Now, you could put the signs on the glass like this, and that would have the advantage that if you were to accidentally, say, break one of the signs, that doesn't happen. I'm orienting them this way to give you a better view inside the breeding cell from outside. That's just my personal preference, and I'm mostly doing it because one of the things that I said I was going to work on in this Let's Play was making things look nice, and I've noticed that one thing that all the guys like DMAC and, well, just all the other Let's Players who are better than me and always make things look nice. One of the things that they're very active about is providing a good view of what's going on. So that's what I'm doing. So I am risking having a disaster where I lose like 16 signs and have to replace them to provide a better view. I think that I deserve at least some brownie points for that. And if you want to give me some brownie points, you can do that by hitting that like or that subscribe or leaving a nice comment or going in Twitch stream chats and spamming my YouTube channel. No, just kidding. Seriously, don't do that. Don't do that. That's that's not cool. It's not cool to spam, but tell your friends, tell your uncle, tell your grandmother to come watch Codon Bite. Yeah, there we go. Alright guys, so I went ahead and laid some dirt blocks all the way around the edge here. The reason I did that is that this is all going to be filled with water, and the water is going to be flowing towards the center of the dance floor. So all the villagers are going to be on the dance floor here, and the water is going to be pushing them towards the center. So any wallflowers like myself, who would normally be standing on the edge there awkwardly wishing that a girl would ask them to dance but not daring to ask anyone himself, anyone like that is just going to get pushed to the center of the room by these water currents. And these villagers are kind of wimpy high school dancers, so they're not going to be able to fight the water currents. And the water is going to, yeah, it's going to push them against each other. And there's going to be some awesome grinding action, and they're going to get turned on, and then the villagers are going to breed, and little baby villagers are going to pop up in the middle. And as more villagers breed, the big ball of villager grinding in the middle will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and villagers will get closer and closer to the edge. And once villagers reach the edge, well, we'll see what happens then. But basically what will happen when they reach the edge is that they will activate a system that will transport the villagers out, will transport those villagers out of the cell. So in other words, the cell, once we put the two villagers in here and the one down there to activate the doors, and they start breeding, the population of the cell will grow and grow and grow. But then it will reach a critical capacity, sort of, and the population will not grow anymore after it reaches that point. And because at that point, any extra villagers that spawn will cause villagers to be pushed out of the cell. So this dance floor will basically be producing villagers at a constant rate and maintaining a fairly constant population, which is what we want, because we don't want a million villagers in here, and we don't want them to be so crowded that they're overlapping their collision boundaries, because that causes all kinds of glitches and whatnot to happen. So yeah, that's the idea. And again, I didn't come up with that design. Tango Tech is, I believe, the first person to make a villager breeding cell that utilizes that principle. So go check out his Let's Play. It's pretty awesome. Tango Tech and Panda4994. Okay, so one rule of Minecraft is that whenever you see someone placing down signs with nothing on them, you can be 99% sure that you're going to see either water or lava on top of the signs. And you are correct in this case, because yeah, we are going to have some water on top of these signs. So a ring of water going all the way around, floating on top of these signs. And what this water is going to do is that, okay, as the villagers are swimming upwards, are sitting in this water, they're going to be trying to jump up and down. And there's going to be a roof over their head that's only too high for most of this, so they're not going to be able to jump up and down. And let's get some torches here before a creeper spawns and blows a big fucking hole in this thing! Because let's see, creepers and high school dances do not mix. So, and then once they get pushed to the edge, they'll jump up and their head will go in a water stream, and that's flowing all the way around, and they'll swim upwards in it, and that's how they're going to get carried out of the breeding cell. So we start by making a ring of glass all the way around, and again, this doesn't have to be glass. I'm just doing that because it's, well, I want to provide a view like all the cool Let's Players like DMAC and Tango Tech and all those other guys do, you know? Panda. DMAC especially is very, very good at using glass to provide a view of what's going on. Alright, so let's see. You know what? I'm about to put some... Here's what we'll do. I actually don't have to break any blocks to jump out, so we're going to put our corner piece here. Then we'll do this, and then we'll just do that. Good old water elevator. We'll extend this wall around here. Alright, so now we have a channel for this ring of water to run in, so we can go ahead and place the source blocks here. We'll basically just be placing one source block in each corner. We'll of course be refilling our buckets from this conveniently located infinite water source that we've created. And then we'll just put water here, and we'll have water streams that will push the villagers to the middle, where we'll have some sort of system to carry them out. I still haven't quite decided which way I want the water streams that will carry them out of this channel to go, but we'll deal with that later. Sometimes I get ahead of myself when I'm playing Minecraft. Maybe you've noticed it. Huh! Look, you can see the witch farm pretty well from up here. Oh, see, you can see it fire. Can't quite see the minecart running around. That's too bad. Oh wait, yeah, you can, just a bit. Maybe during the day we'll be able to see it. And yeah, nice view from up here. I love the view of jungles. This is basically the #1 reason I wanted to live in a jungle. Because I like the view when you're up on a high place and you can see all the jungle trees and you're kind of level with the tops of them. But I don't know, I feel sad because I haven't really done anything with that. Like, my entire home is underground. We're definitely going to have to build some above ground walkways that go through the air, because this view is just too awesome to miss. Oh, damn it, I put glass here instead of fucking iron. Yeah, definitely gonna have to do that. Maybe I'll move the nether portal up and I'll have like a big control tower, but just slightly above the tops of the tallest trees, and it'll... Yeah, I don't know. I'll think of something. With the minecart elevators, traversing large height differences is not a problem. Alright guys, so I really goofed with placing the water. I placed it too early. Oh jeez, don't tell me why does it always rain right when I'm talking? I'm gonna lower the volume so that it's not really annoying. There we go. Okay, so when placing the water in this type of breeding cell, you have to do it in exactly the right order. So the first step, before you break these glass blocks, you have to go place these other blocks below them, which is going to basically catch the water. But leave the glass block in place for now. Then you go and you place a water source block in each corner, still leaving this glass block in place. Alright, and I prepared these 4 buckets for the source blocks. And we're going to do them all 4 at a time like this. So you place them in the corners like this. Alright, and then after the water has flowed out to its fullest extent, like after it's reached as far as it's going to go, then you break this glass block. If you were to wait to do it, then it would make the water flow differently. So we need to break it after the water is flowing, so that it just flows nicely over it. And what this will do is the water is still going to be flowing nicely over it because it hasn't really updated or anything, but this depression here will prevent infinite water sources from forming once we add water streams all the way around. So I, being an idiot, didn't get enough buckets to start an infinite water stream, so I'll go get a bucket and be right back. Alright, so now I got some water, so now we just create water sources in the ring all the way around, but not anywhere else. Only water sources right on the edge here. And notice that because of this depression here, an infinite water source does not form here. And that's really good, because if one did, it would cause the entire playing field, the entire dance floor to fill with infinite water sources, which is not what we want. Alright guys, so I got all the water sources properly placed, and you'll notice that if I let go of these, that if I don't push any of the directional keys, I'll always end up right here. And so will the villagers. And remember that they can't really fight the current. They can slow down the rate at which the current pushes them, but they can't actually swim against it. So all the villagers are going to be pushed right to the center of the dance floor, and they are going to grind against each other. And yeah. Fell off again. Whoa, storm is really close. Okay, so we got the water streams complete. Well, this part of the water streams anyway. So now we just have to complete the now we just have to make a little wall around here and decide where we want to send the villagers to. So we're just gonna raise the wall up and then have the roof up here, so that the villagers, we don't want them to be jumping out of the water, because it'll make them think they'll swim faster through water if they have a roof that's holding their feet down in the water, because then they can't jump up and sort of move back. So yeah. And let's see, we'll put some glowstone right here, and then have a ring of iron on the top, just because it looks cool. Alright guys, so I put these rings around, I finished the wall around the top to keep the villagers in, and you'll notice that I left a little hole right here. That's because these 4 points here, and there's one by each of the glowstone blocks on this outer ring here, these are going to be the exit points. Yes, I'm going to use 4 exit points. I could probably get away with 2, but I don't want to have too many, I don't want to have any villager traffic jams, and again, I'm kind of an OCD sucker for 4-way symmetry, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I know, very sound reasoning. So what we'll do, let's see, we'll put a sign right here and then have a water source block on top of that, and we're just gonna leave it at that for now because I haven't decided exactly where I want to move the villagers. But once I do decide that, we'll be making the piping to move the villagers to where we want to move them. I'll probably end up putting villagers in this first, just because it will take quite a long time for the villagers to breed to the capacity of the cell. So yeah, sign right here, and make sure the sign isn't down here. The sign goes above the block that this central flowing water, the still water that's between the two flowing water here, we want the sign to go above the block that this water occupies. That was probably really unclear, but okay, the water goes level with the top of this. There, that's clear. That's clearer, right? Right? I hope it is. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have finished up these villager exit points, as the villagers push against each other and grind against each other in the middle of the dance floor like a bunch of horny teenagers. More will spawn, and they will get pushed closer and closer to the edge. Once they get pushed out under here, their heads will bob into these water streams and they will swim up and be carried towards these center points here. There's 4 of them, and then of course they will swim up. Standard water elevator. We've all seen it. No need to even discuss it. Alright, so there's one last thing that we have to do before we can call this project finished, and that is we need to have a roof that's 2 blocks high over the villager's head. It needs to be right here. And the reason we need that is that if we don't have a roof, villagers are never going to get pushed under the ledge here. They're just going to do this all day. Surely you've seen villagers do that, or any mobs really. They get stuck on a ledge like that, and it's just inefficient. We want a nice 2 block high roof over their heads, so that they stay in the water and get pushed by it as much as possible. Also, the sounds of like 300 jumping villagers is really annoying. Of course, nowadays they go over and over again, which is equally annoying, but no need to have both. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it for the construction of the villager breeding cell. Now all we have to do is put the villagers in it and make tubing to send the villagers to where we want to send them once they spawn. So yeah, and I haven't quite decided exactly where I want the next phase of this project to be built, so I'm not going to do the tubing just yet, but I'll probably do the villager transfer off camera. Alright, let's take a look at how this thing looks. Aside from this ugly ass dirt. Ugh. You know what? No. I gotta get rid of the dirt before we take a look at it. Oh. Oh. Would you look at that? Already gotten busy. Right in front of me, too. Alright, guys, so... Oh, nice chunk here. I just put the villagers into the breeding cell. I was able to use this easy loader thing that I made for the iron golem farm, so... Another reason I'm very glad that I took the time to build a proper villager loader rather than just kinda winging it. I was able to get use out of it again, in addition to using it for these iron golem farms. So I think I'm going to end the episode on that note. Next time we will be making the thing that you trade with villagers in, the villager mall, if you will, and it'll be awesome. I'm also going to try to really tidy up my base a bit between now and next episode, so it may be a few days before it gets uploaded. Although I do have tomorrow and the day after off from work, so yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait. We'll just have to see how things turn out. If I run into any snafus or anything. Alright guys, good night. I'm going to try to actually get something done instead of just wandering around. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace out.